To be frank with you, I am very disappointed with all of you. That a member seated in this house with all colleagues around and no single colleague can pinpoint to the member who uttered those. Mining challenges and the unparliamentary comment of a member on the Honorable Dr. Zanetor Ajiman Rawlings. Honorable members, as you recall, I was not the one on the chair. In fact, I was out of the jurisdiction of this country when it happened. The investigations are still not concluded. But to be frank with you, I am very disappointed with all of you. That a member seated in this house with all colleagues around and no single colleague can pinpoint to the member who uttered those words. Even those of you sitting together, the three of you that have been identified, the zone is on the tray. Get this notice. Majority members, with your numbers watching the minority, you are telling me that none of you can identify the person who spoke. The person, honorable members, please, the person spoke not once, but twice. The minority leader on his feet turned to look in that direction. And none of you can identify the person who spoke. I'm very disappointed. What is even shocking, with all the cameras and the CCTV, none could capture the person who spoke. Honorable members, these are serious matters. And when they are properly brought to me, I take action. Shouts, noise will not compel me to take action. You know what to do. Please, I am voicing out my feelings. I'm really very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. So far as this matter is concerned. Because it can happen to any of you. It's just that many of you don't know your history. That is why you are behaving this way. Please, we must take our business seriously. We must respect each other. We must work together as members of the same family. Please, you are here today. Ask your colleagues who were here and are outside now. They will share their experiences with you. With this, honorable members, the report will come and action will be taken in this matter. From the way I'm speaking, you can be sure that I'll go all the full length to implement the law. Please, honorable members, committee calendars must be honored. Reports must be completed, not shelved. Every committee chair has a duty to ensure that his or her committee meets, deliberates, and delivers on deadlines. These are not optional duties. They are the mandatory constitutional functions we have all sworn to perform. Let me particularly refer to Article 106, subclause 14, which is mandatory on public bills and must be adhered to the letter. It says, a bill introduced in Parliament by or on behalf of the President shall not be delayed for more than 3 months in any committee of Parliament. We have not been following this rule. It's a constitutional order, and we have to comply with it. Honorable members, as a chamber painstakingly built on a rich cultural and historical legacy, Parliament stands as one of the most impregnable pillars of Ghana's democracy. Our resilience, vigilance, and the choices we make within these walls, will either sustain or flourish this time-tested democracy or derail it. The House is where power is legitimately held to hold persons endowed with the trust of our people to account, where policy is examined and scrutinized, where the views, interests, and hopes of our constituents find structured expression. Our routine assemblage of plenary sessions in this House must not be mere formalities. We are here as an equal partner of the executive. And I repeat, we are here as an equal partner of the executive to govern the people in accordance with the Constitution and the sovereign will of the people. Honorable members, as you can all attest to, the times and the context in which we operate are challenging. Nevertheless, the people of Ghana look up to this Parliament for leadership that is ethical, purposeful, and proactive. A leadership that inspires confidence and hope. A leadership that justifies the trust and investment of the people. This Parliament sits in the nation grappling with economic pressures, social tensions, and legitimate worries about whether public institutions, including Parliament, are meeting the expectations of the people. Across the country, citizens are paying close attention to our acts of commission and omission. They are watching our every step, not out of mere curiosity, but because they know that the decisions taken here affect livelihoods, determine the rate of development, and the future of our nation. This meeting, therefore, presents another important opportunity for us to advance key legislative business, engage in constructive deliberations on pressing national issues, and ensure that government implements its programs and policies within the tenets of openness, transparency, accountability, and responsiveness, all to the benefit of the citizenry. We cannot meet the expectations of our people with theatrics aimed at distracting or delays, aimed at derailing the business of the House. We can only fulfill the aspirations of the expectant nation with rigor, a clear sense of urgency and purpose. Duty calls, and we must respond promptly. Honorable members, this leads me to some happenings that saddened me greatly during the last meeting. Let me be blunt. Some conduct witnessed in the course of the first meeting of this session fell far below the standard, dignity, and honor of a democratic legislature. I am referring to those moments of violent disorder, disgrace, and dishonor that brought the name of the House into disrepute and discredited members in the eyes of right-thinking Ghanaians who look up to Parliament for exemplary leadership. Such incidents of misconduct and distraction are unbecoming of honorable members and must not be repeated. I repeat, must not be repeated. This is a House which operates on ethics, values, rules, and laws that are neither ornamental nor discretionary. They exist to safeguard order, engender free speech, indecency, and responsibility, and preserve fairness and inclusivity. Our rules were promulgated to ensure that debates, no matter how spirited, remain decorous. When rules are ignored and tempers override reason, we do not merely undermine each other, we degrade and undermine Parliament itself. This chamber must be a model of public service, not a theater for showmanship. Debates must be firm but civil. Differences must be handled with principle and reason, not violence and emotion. The people expect intelligence, not insults. They expect substance, not spectacle. Let me be unambiguous again. No misconduct or crime will go unpunished. Members must conduct themselves with dignity. The business of this House is too important to be derailed by conduct that serves no public purpose. It is worth repeating what I've said before. The honeymoon with the rules is over. The deputy speakers and I will be stricter in the enforcement of the standing orders. We will not allow disorder, absenteeism, or procedural shortcuts to become the norm. Those who wish to be heard must first be present. Those who seek the floor must respect the House. Those who want to catch the eye of the Speaker must be disciplined, decent, and honorable. There is still time for this Parliament to raise its standing and strengthen its legacy. But it will not happen by mere whimsical wish. It will require discipline, presence, preparation, and respect for procedure. These are the pillars of an effective legislature. To our new colleagues, the first timers, let me speak without any equivocation. It is easy to be caught up in the visibility of the chamber, the cameras, the headlines, the drama of plenary. But the real test of your effectiveness lies backstage in your committee work. It is in committee rooms, away from the spotlight, that legislation is sharpened, oversight is enforced, and the real work of Parliament is executed. Committee participation is foundational to all we do here. I encourage you to throw yourself into the work of the House with focus and humility. Learn the rules, join the debates, attend your committee meetings, ask the hard questions, speak up for your constituents, and do not mistake noise for impact. The real work will not always make the news headlines, but it will always make a difference. I equally urge the veterans who are here to devote themselves to committee work. We cannot afford to have committees that are dormant, nor members who treat committee work as second fiddle to other endeavors. A parliament is only as strong as the strength of its committees. So in spite of the fact that each of you has a seat here, by virtue of your constituents' mandate, you cannot prioritize these demands above committee work or other parliamentary duties. That is why we have recess. where we recede to now focus on that business, not plenary sessions. The same applies to follow through. Too often, referrals which are made to committee are not dealt with expeditiously. This will not be tolerated again. I urge chairmen and members of the committee to ensure that referrals are acted on promptly, that reports are submitted within time, and that recommendations are not left in limbo. This House must not be seen as a talk shop, but more importantly, it should be felt as a dependable and responsive body. Honorable members, I also want to recall the public mood. Ghanaians are watching this House with a mixture of hope and doubt. They want to believe in Parliament. However, they are wary of years of unmet expectations. They expect Parliament to function not as an echo chamber of partisan interests, but as a space where issues are confronted with clarity and courage. If we do not rise to this moment, if we allow pettiness to cloud our principle, we would have failed the expectant public. Ultimately, if Parliament falters, democracy suffers. It is that simple. Honorable members, permit me to address a matter that has weighed heavily in recent months. There has been a noticeable increase in the number of official communications from law enforcement and investigative bodies directed at this House. These requests, many of which relate to the conduct of members, must be treated with the seriousness they deserve. Some of these matters relate to allegations arising before those accused became members of this House. Others, regrettably, concern conduct alleged to have taken place while members are in the House. Either way, they raise questions that touch directly on the standing of this institution and the public perception of our collective integrity. Let me sound this loud and clear. Parliamentary privilege is not immunity from lawful inquiry. It is not a license to disregard the law. The immunities granted to the House and its members are designed to protect the independence of the legislature, not to obstruct justice. These provisions are institutional safeguards. They were never intended as escape routes for honorable members. Where allegations are raised, due processes must take their course. Our position and my position on this is unnegotiable. Parliament will not stand by while members are subjected to unlawful or politically motivated persecution. I've been an opposition leader for 8 years. I know what I'm talking about. But neither will Parliament offer protection to those who seek to misuse its privileges to frustrate legitimate investigations. I will not shelter anybody here in that direction. I remain committed to fully upholding the constitutional and procedural protections afforded to every member of this House. The dignity of Parliament requires that its rules and privileges be respected, but it also requires that we do not mistake privilege for impunity. No member can act as though the confidence of the electorate is a shield against scrutiny. Privilege is not impunity. Immunity is not invincibility. The law binds us all, and the law is the law is the law. Those who said, and the law is the law, did not complete the sentence. The law is the law is the law. That is the sentence. As we commence this meeting, let us, as we've been told by your leaders, rededicate ourselves to the work ahead with patriotism, unity of purpose, and collective resolve to secure the interests of the nation, always bearing in mind our solemn duty to the people of Ghana. To all honorable members, I extend my best wishes for a productive meeting. There's much to be done, and the public expects much from us. Let us give them reason to believe in this House. Let Ghana continue to be the oasis of peace and the model of democracy. Let this House show that it is the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic and the best of all. May the good Lord guide our utterances, our actions, and deeds. May He lead us through a productive second meeting of the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. I thank you for your keen attention, and may we have a fruitful and impactful meeting. Thank you all.